Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we've got myself, Strap Facts, John, and we have
the Dominican Dream, baby. The new president of WCW. It is Papi Plátano.
There he is. And we have
I am the notorious one. I am Dom. Boo.
That's right, and for one more time, we are going head-to-head with an episode of WWF Monday Night Raw versus an episode of WCW Monday Nitro. What are the dates? I don't know. Dom has the dates written down somewhere, but these are very notable shows for very notable reasons. So, Dom, what is the date of these particular Monday night shows?
We're going to take it back to August 9th of 1999. Monday Night Raw is in Chicago at the All-State Arena, and WCW Monday Nitro is in Boise, Idaho. They are 6 days away from being in Sturgis at Road Wild, and we cover that in the archives. Check it out. Dennis the Word Rodman versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, I might have to put that reel back out there. But this show is significant right here. We're going to kick it off on Monday Night Raw, and we have a countdown to Millennium Clock, and it's at 1 hour and 25 minutes. Everybody wants to know who can that possibly be. But some fans had the guy's name on the crowd already. I'm like, how the hell? Fucking Dave Meltzer? Spoiling shit already.
Hey,
Damn it, Dave.
all the same dirt sheet writers that are alive today were alive back then.
All right, so this show right here, we have John. He's going to be covering Raw, and Abel's going to be covering Nitro. So, all right, we're going to kick off with Raw, and the show kicks off with the most electrifying man in all entertainment, The Rock. And then we see the Big Show, Undertaker, and Paul Bearer, and they want to go out to the ring and go kick The Rock's ass. But Undertaker said, hold on, let's see what he got to say. And then the show, basically want to see what he had to say. And The Rock's out here talking about the Undertaker. Well, it's the Big Show. We had that encounter, and it's saying that every single time the Big Show comes out, the fans leave to go take a leak. The Rock was on one, and this is not we see The Rock 3-4 times in this damn show tonight. So,
Oof.
what do you think about the opener, John?
Well, just going off history and going off watching it, with fresh set of eyes. Going in, I knew that The Rock would make at least 3 appearances, and his pop would go down every single time he came out, and that's just natural. I mean, it's not going to sustain, so he had a huge pop, of course, coming out here, and that's fully what I expected. Of course, I don't remember at all the feud he was having with the end of Ministry Undertaker and the Big Show. I mean, this was the Big Show's rookie year in the WWF, and look where he ended up. He's teaming with the Undertaker, so there we go. Yep. But yeah. So this was just a show long. I mean, probably heading to the pay-per-view or something. It was a show long storyline, but of course we remember it more for being the debut of the Millennium Man. So if you don't know who that is. Of course you know who it is. It's Chris Jericho. But we'll get to that very soon. But, yeah, an effective opening segment just showing how powerful The Rock was in the WWF in 1999.
The Rock said the most impressive thing that the Big Show does is every time he raises his arm.
All the things we take for granted from The Rock probably happened for the first time on this show.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that just brings back memories, man, watching that show.
So good.
Classic Rock. It's just crazy to think that a few months later he turns heel again.
Yeah.
Survivor Series, John. Survivor Series.
Who's got more heel turns, Big Show or The Rock?
Big Show.
Okay, yeah.
That's not true. The Rock doesn't turn heel again. That was in 98 when he
was that 90?
Joined the corporation at the Deadly Game Survivor Series.
Ah, yes.
I thought it was 99.
99, he was in a triple threat match with Triple H and the Big Show.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm wrong then. I take that back. All right, so the Big Show and Undertaker come out. They're trying to whip on the Rock. And next, you know, we get X-Pac coming out to make the save.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's random. X-Pac showing he had a little heart. And then we get the Road Dogg, and then they beating up both guys. And Kane comes out, and he cleans house. And, yeah, there you go.
Kane
That's
borrowing
what you
an outfit from Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Little fishnet stockings inside his chest there.
Oh, jeez.
Showing little nipples. All right, but after this, the clock is going off again, and we are at 1 hour and 16 minutes, and yes, it's almost that time. So a limo pulls up. They think it's going to be Jesse the Body Ventura. No, it's your commissioner, Shawn Michaels. And then after this, we see Michael Cole backstage, and he's interviewing Kane and X-Pac, and X-Pac is hot, basically just saying, "Goddamn, concussion's gone, and the Acolytes better be ready." And he was saying "goddamn" a lot in this promo.
Goddamn, pal.
Basically. So later on the night, we're going to get X-Pac and Kane going on for the tag team titles against the Acolytes, Ron Simmons, Farouk, and Bradshaw. So, but our first match of the night, we have Christian take on Gangrel.
Ooh.
So when I seen this, I'm like, I thought they was down with the Brutes. I don't know how this match really took place, but it was really nothing special. Gangrel got the win because the Hardy Boys came out, and then they started beating up Christian. And then Edge finally came out, and they beat him up. And then Michael Hayes, he came out. You know, Michael Hayes dressed as the Hardy Boys with the cargos and the tight shirt. And then they beat him up, too. And next you know, these dudes just left with Gangrel. So you about to see the new brood.
So the Hardys didn't officially join Gangrel just yet. It was that night.
That was the turning point.
What was the issue between Gangrel and Edge and Christian? What happened to them for them to break apart? Or was it just a match that they set up and then boom, that was it? You remember, John?
No. I don't remember much about these guys because they were still brand new. No one cared about these guys yet. No one started caring about these guys until they had their No Mercy ladder match for the Terry Invitational Tournament, the TIT, if you will. And that's just who these guys were. And Christian coming out to music I've never heard of before. It wasn't even in the video game or anywhere else. So Christian came out to some unique music. Gangrel come out to the usual. And I would just think, where the hell would Gangrel end up? And he would just disappear within the following year or two. Christian, of course, would stick around for a very long time. And so would Edge and the Hardys. And yeah, I just remember earlier in that summer, the Hardys did, team up with Michael Hayes. And Michael Hayes, who was probably, 48, dressing like he was 12 with the Hardy Boys. It just was not a fit. And so it was good for them to turn on him and get a new leader. And the Hardys were the new brood, the heels with Gangrel versus the baby faces of Edge and Christian. In the coming year, the year 2000, they would tear up the WWF and they would become totally brand new characters that would propel them into the legendary Hall of Famers that some of them are and will be in the future.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't even remember Christian with the black shirt. I always know he had the weight joint.
Oh, like the vampire thing. Yeah. Like a interview from Vampire, whatever the hell that shirt is.
I don't recall that, but hey. It is what it is. It was like a 3-minute match?
Not very long.
There you go. So after this, we see Jesse the Body Ventura on his way to the ring, but we get a commercial for The Rock and Chef Boyardee, and they're getting chefy with it. Look that up on YouTube. The Chef Boyardee commercial with The Rock.
Chefy with it. Oh my god.
What a meal. Can you imagine opening a can of that? Here you go, son or daughter. This is your dinner tonight.
That's just terrible.
Tony D's rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead yet.
Yep.
All right, so Jesse the Body Ventura, he is a special guest referee at SummerSlam, and now he's in the ring with the King, and he's talking about how he was the first referee at SummerSlam and how he was a real Navy SEAL. He was throwing shade on somebody in another channel that he's not some bozo with a bad haircut and he doesn't play one on TV. I don't know what that was all about, but I always knew that, Ventura wasn't a big fan of Hogan even back in the day. But,
well, you know something, brother? He's talking about the Thunder in Paradise, man. We was driving around the boat as an ex-Navy SEAL dude. I was trying to figure it out too. I'm like, who the hell is he talking about? I'm like, well, that's Hogan, I guess.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I was just laughing. He said, I'm not a bozo with a bad haircut. Oh.
I mean, hey, man, I've never done military service, and big respect to those that do. But when he's really shouting that resume out, it's like, okay, I was a real Navy SEAL there, King. It's like, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service, but. That has nothing to do with this right now.
An actor.
Because he used to have that show, Conspiracy Theory, and Jesse Ventura would go off the rails. But I used to watch that show, and in the intro of the show, he would go through his resume, like they all do. And he's like, he wouldn't say he's a pro wrestler. He was like, I was a Navy SEAL. I was a this. I was a fighter. Guess you were.
Oh, God.
All right, well, he said at SummerSlam he's going to call it right down the middle and that there will be a new champion. And then Shawn Michaels gets in the ring, and while Triple H is in the ring at the time with Chyna, and saying that Triple H wouldn't be where he's at right now if it wasn't for him, which is true. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. And then Triple H pushed Shawn, and he said, I should whip your ass right now, but I have stroke. So tonight, you're going in the triple threat match against The Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Jeez. Shawn Michaels already working on Teddy Long's resume?
Basically.
You're going one-on-one, well, in a triple threat with The Undertaker.
This is what a random pairing that is. Who can I think of? You're going to face Stone Cold and The Undertaker.
And I was thinking, if it's for the number one contendership, isn't Stone Cold already champ? Am I right or wrong?
I wasn't watching the show, so I can't remember that.
So when I heard it, I'm like, it's going to be a good-ass match. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, it's like the IWGP champion entering the G1 Climax. They're champion. They can only get a title shot at themselves.
Makes no sense.
That would be.
Oh, man. All right, so after this.
Hold on. I know we're talking about the show, but John, has a champion ever won the G1?
I think so. I think Okada or Tanahashi might have done it, but I think they have. And you can fact check that if you want. I don't. I think so, but I can't tell you who actually did though.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look that up on another show.
Nah, don't bother.
I'll just trying to remember.
I mean, I remember, this year, New Japan hasn't been as strong as it had been in previous years. I'm not even watching it this year, but the G1 in its infancy. Check out 2015 up to 2019. Banger after banger after banger. Mostly.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you're Yano Toru. Okay?
Who?
Yano.
I knew you were talking about.
I'm sorry. I'm not even being a dick about that. But if the whole internet, who? Like, I'm legit. Who is that?
I met him in Ring of Honor in Lowell.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so after this, we get a commercial. The very first SmackDown is going to be airing soon on UPN at the end of August.
Boy.
Ooh.
Damn Shawn Michaels.
Fun fact, Roxanne Perez is younger than SmackDown.
Was she
Fun fact. Yes.
All right, so after this, we see Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown jogging.
Hold up.
Outside the arena.
Who's jogging what?
Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown are jogging, and Mark Henry said, I got to take a leak. So he's going to go take a leak, and all of a sudden, a white car pulls up, Deborah's driving, and Jeff Jarrett beats up D'Lo Brown. They hopped in the car, and that's it. So our next match, we have Jeff Jarrett taking on Val Venis, and that segment was earlier in the day. And then at this time, Deborah had the suit and the bra always showing. There's a few guys in the crowd wearing bras, and they're saying, "We will show our puppies if you show us yours."
Oh, you serious?
Well, there's no luck in that one.
One guy already quit. He already showed his his juicy reveal.
Oh man! So Jeff was already pissed off like always. Val Venus tried to get the hello. Jeff just clocks him.
Jeez.
Want to hear that one too?
The match was nothing special. The fans were chanting, "We want puppies." It was so short that Deborah tried to tease Val that Val countered and Jeff got attacked. And by the Blue Thunder Bomb, Val Venus your winner. And Jarrett is just pissed off. And then he starts barking at Deborah, and then Val comes back to make the save to help Miss Deborah.
Was Jeff Jarrett a main event level heel enough to face Stone Cold Steve Austin at this time? No one?
Not for me.
This character.
No.
It was crazy. I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, no Owen Hart. It's been like, what, 3 months since he passed away?
Yeah. That's sad, man.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. He was like one of the top tag team champions right there at that time. Now,
Do you ever like God for if he didn't fall to that tragic death? Do you think he would have had that title shot against Stone Cold if they made good backstage? Because Stone Cold always said he never apologized for what he did, so like a make good.
He probably would have had the title shot, but just another opponent for Austin. Just line them up and build Austin up even more. That's it.
Yeah, it sucks because I really wish we could have seen Owen be champion, maybe just even for a month. But like you said, I think we talked about it before we even had the podcast, that there was too much talent at that time. Too much talent. You got Triple H coming up. Shawn, he was doing his thing, but he was just exploding. Austin, Taker, Kane. It's like, bro, sorry, you're very talented, but these guys are just steps above. Even though Owen was out wrestle everybody there.
Owen Hart was not in a place where he, at that time of his career, accident or no accident, where he would have been pushed at that level. And would he have ever been? No. Not while Stone Cold was headlining the company, because Stone Cold, as much as we love and enjoy his work now, he's a very petty person back then. You know, he hated Jeff Jarrett for something Jeff Jarrett did to him 10 years ago. You know, wow. Stone Cold, it's a petty little bitch. That's what he is. But no, he held a grudge. He would hold a grudge, and that's why Owen Hart would not make it back to the main event scene where he was doing so well at back in '96 and '97. But I disagree. I don't think Owen Hart would have not amounted into nothing had he continued to still work there. But he wouldn't have been at the top. Not as long as Stone Cold was their top guy.
Yeah.
Maybe, however, if the year 2000, Stone Cold was gone and The Rock was headlining things, and at that time, I'm sure The Rock really enjoyed Owen Hart, and maybe they could have done something back at that time. Maybe he could have taken a spot at Fully Loaded 2000 instead of Chris Benoit. I could see where an Owen Hart character could fit in that role instead of Benoit. So things are possible. Things are possible in fantasy booking land.
Just thinking about that, just because how we reviewed how Shane was always in those spots. I'm like, with Owen there too, oh man, those two guys would have been comedy gold.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
Sad things can't get it.
Yep. So after this, we see Stone Cold Steve Austin laid out in the stairway, and now he's getting carried away on the stretcher, and Triple H is backstage, acting all surprised. Oh, what happened? So Shawn gets pissed off. He goes down to the ring. He calls out Triple H, and then Shawn says tonight's match is going to be a Falls Count Anywhere match, that he's going to be the special guest referee. It's for the number one contendership still. And then Triple H said, oh, well, Austin's gone. Who's going to be the third person? Chyna. Chyna's the third person. Triple H is laughing, saying Chyna can't do this because she's a girl, she can get hurt, and that she doesn't belong in this match.
I remember her reaction.
Yep.
I remember she's like, bitch!
And she says, thank you, Commissioner Michaels, for the opportunity. Much appreciated.
Yep.
Yes. So, John, so far, what do you think about this show?
Man, Jesus. This show, was only 2 hours. And they put so much stuff with so many repeat, I don't want to say offenders, so with so many repeat talent. I mean, The Rock had yet to make a second appearance. It's coming soon, but he's going to make a second appearance soon. Triple H and, man, just think about that. Just think about Shawn Michaels and Triple H alone making another appearance there. And, and then you have the short matches of, Jeff Jarrett and Val Venis, and the short matches of Christian and Gangrel. Vince Russo's still a part of this company at this time, man. This was his style. Was it compelling? Was it interesting? Was it compelling viewers to watch and stay tuned to Monday Night Raw? Hell yeah, he was. This was car crash TV, man. Just go, go, go. Yes. And was it compelling you to watch? Yes, it was compelling you to watch. Was it it's like having, a breakfast and it's all sausage. It's like, and bacon. It's like, man, I love that shit. This ain't good for you in the long term. It's fun for right now. It'll be bad for you later. How far later? Well, breakfast sausage will get to you pretty soon. But this crash TV, it's not sustainable. But seeing it as a special occasion, like this episode of the It Doesn't Matter podcast, head to head, you can appreciate it for what it was, for the time frame it was in, and you're just like, this is madness. Yeah. What if Raw was like this today? Can you imagine? Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeet. Holy smokes.
Yep.
But I'm definitely enjoying this.
It'd be dope if they did that just for one night.
Crash booking? Oh my goodness.
Hey, you on Netflix? Fuck it. Go all out. One night. Just go for the throat.
I tell you what's sad and very memorable in a way was the homecoming of Raw on the USA Network in 2005. I mean, at the time, I did not have access to watch it live. I only saw bits and pieces of it later. And, they made a big deal of it. Raw coming back to USA, all the McMahons were there. Stone Cold stunned all the McMahons that were there. And then the Iron Man match with, Angle and Shawn Michaels.
Oh, that was a great match.
Thanks
for reminding me about that.
They had the SmackDown 10-man tag team match that did not happen, but it looked hot as hell. You had like Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Batista, and Lashley on one team versus JBL and this guy, that guy. It was hot. And then Eric Bischoff says, "Lights out! No match." That and that shit was hot. And so they can do it. They can do it once in a while if given a good reason. Homecoming on Netflix, January. So,
all right. So our next match is for the tag titles. We have X-Pac and Kane going against the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Farouk. This was a slobber knocker right here. These boys were laying it in this match. Acolytes was bringing the fight, but X-Pac found the way to come back. Kane did his thing like always. You already knew what Kane was gonna do. But Pac and Kane got the win. They are your new tag team champions. After the match, Pac, Kane, and Road Dogg celebrated. And next you know, X-Pac got on the microphone saying, "We got 2 words for you." And then Road Dogg pulled out the
vibrator
thing for Kane. He said, "No, you're not going to need that. You're going to speak." So Kane just looking, "Suck it." He didn't want no words. So Kane spoke his first words.
Now, this is the first time Kane spoke, and I can remember it being repeated in middle or high school forever.
Yep.
forever.
Yep.
You know, it's like, it was on this show. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, I remember going back to school. Like, did you see it? Did you see it? He said, "Suck it."
Oh man, but the crazy thing is, after the match, Big Show and Big Show and Undertaker try to attack him.
Oh God.
So we see Big Show Undertaker again. We seen these guys earlier. This is probably within a half hour.
I mean, part of me thinks that because they knew Stone Cold. I mean, Stone Cold was going to make. He did come back later, but maybe they're trying to appease the fans of Chicago. Like, hey, you know, we're not gonna give you something we're advertising, so we're going to fill it with 2 times, doubling up on your other main event superstars.
This is like John said, it's the corporate ministry taker with the goatee. My favorite taker.
Yeah, same.
Scary. Yep. All right, so after this, we get a GTV segment. You remember GTV? So this segment, we see Mr. Ass getting massaged and some chick put some white gloves on him and rubbed his ass.
No,
whatever came of GTV, it just like disappeared out of nowhere, right? They never revealed who was behind GTV.
I think it was the general manager, the anonymous one.
Also, Vince's son.
10 years later.
Oh Lord.
Storyline that went nowhere.
Yes.
But that's not the best GTV moment. The best GTV moment is they're at the urinals. Big Show and Val Venis are there. Val Venis doing his thing. And they call you the Big Show?
Yep. I remember that joint.
Oh. Please tell me that was ad-lib because it had some...
The wrestling that made us.
Anyway. Oh.
Best of GTV. The wrestling that made us.
Honestly, we don't even have to do a match, just segments to just...
It's all about moments, memories.
Moments
it's true,
and
man.
memories.
Moments, memories, matches. All right, so our next match is a tag team match, and it was weird pairing. We have Steve Blackman, and his tag team partner is Joey Abs. Joey Abs is from the Mean Street Posse.
That is a weird combo.
And you got Shane McMahon in the corner, and they're taking on Test and Ken Shamrock. So the backline, the storyline with Test is, you know, he's trying to marry Stephanie McMahon, and Shane's against it. So, you know, he got the Mean Street Posse trying to beat up Test, and every week Test is taking one member out every single week, and Joey Abs is the last one. That's the one with the ponytail.
Yep.
So I don't know why they made it a tag team match, but, you know, Steve Blackman and Ken Shamrock, they had a little feud going on. But it was a fight. Test was whooping Joey Abs' ass while Shamrock and Blackman were just going at it. And then they were just going back and forth in the ring, and sooner or later, Ken Shamrock got the kendo stick and swung it at Shane. Oh man, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like,
as a former general manager yourself, there, Tom, you know that to elongate a feud, you have to put them in a tag team match. Play up.
Yep.
But some notes I have on this whole feud, it's like at first you want to say, just like Abel did, like I don't get this tag match at all. It's building upon previous weeks of storylines. You know, Test whooping Pete Gas and then Rodney, and then his final test was Joey Abs before getting to Shane McMahon. And, you know, also the thing that Ken Shamrock was there, and that, think about this, Ken Shamrock would only be there for 2 more months, and then he'd be gone.
That's crazy.
And as for Test himself, you know, you always try to think that he's underutilized in the history of WWF, and he was, but man, he's like an asshole. He really was.
Oh, yeah, right here? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a dick. So, and he was a face, a baby face, a late 90s baby face.
After the match, he pillmanized Joey Abs.
Oh, shit.
Took the chair, put it on his ankle, stomp.
Can't do that.
Now he's known as Joey Gut.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, man. All right, so after this, we see Mr. Ass backstage, pissed off, bent over, showing his ass, because his ass is red. he had some like allergic reaction on his ass from wherever that massage that took place.
Oh my god.
From the mayonnaise.
And then we see Test after this. He took out every single Mean Street Posse member, and he said Shane is next. Then after this, we see Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster, talking to Steve Blackman, and he's saying that he will fight Ken Shamrock in a Lion's Den match, but only if there is weapons around the cage.
What a promo by Steve Blackman.
Oh my lord!
You know what his promo was like? He's talking to Terry. Yeah, I'm going to beat him, and I'm going to face him only if there's one condition: weapons around the ring. That's his promo.
Basically.
Yeah, that's all I can remember from Steve Blackman. A legit badass, but promos was basura.
Should have gave me a triple threat with Shamrock, Severin, and Blackman. Who won that one?
I'd like a three-way with Ryan Shamrock, a black woman, and moving on. I couldn't think of the third one.
John with the clip of the week.
There you go. All right, so after this, The Rock, he's calling out the Big Show. Next thing you know, the Millennium Clock is happening. The fans are counting down. The lights go out. The pyro goes off. Next thing you just see the name Jericho on the Titantron. Chris Jericho makes his WWF Monday Night Raw debut, and he's talking.
Because Raw is Jericho.
Yes, he's the Ayatollah, rock and roller, and all this other hot garbage he was spitting.
Ooh.
Nobody cared about what he was saying at the time because the most electrifying man in the ring, he is fuming. He is hot, and The Rock lays it in him. He said, "What is your name?" It doesn't matter what your name is.
Ezekiel.
Oh, man, The Rock was ready to whoop that ass. The Rock just did him dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, Jericho did go on for an obscenely long time.
Yeah, he did.
He was losing the crowd.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, it was kind of intentional. He was supposed to do heel work and giving The Rock a great setup after 3 long, boring minutes. But of course they can always fix it in post, and that's what they did. And he didn't bomb. He didn't blow his opportunity at all. Very memorable moment, the pinnacle of this show, the reason why we're talking about it going head to head with Monday Nitro. But yeah, it was a great moment in wrestling history, and we'll never ever forget it.
Again.
We should do it again when he came back in 2008.
with the light up jacket.
Was that his second time back?
Wow.
How many times did he leave? 3 times or something like that?
Then came back in late 2007 after the Benoit tragedies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he came back in 2012 or something like that, where he just.
That's when he had the jacket, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember him having it in 2007. He had it around 12, and then. Yeah, and then the last one in WWF was.
You just
the
list.
It was the funniest thing, the third return, or maybe whatever, third, fourth, fifth return, where he came back for 3 weeks, and he just smiled, and it was like, yeah. And then on the last one before the Royal Rumble, he finally spoke, and the crowd popped huge, man. It was great. He was like, I forget what he said. The first 2 words was like, the world.
Do you remember that episode where Fozzy was on the show and he kept saying that he's not the lead singer of Fozzy?
Yep, I remember that. He had somebody else as a body double.
They kept going back and forth. I'm like, all right. Back to Monday Night Raw, August 9th, 1999. Hardcore Holly is backstage and he's looking for the Big Show.
Well, they aired this promo twice.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because they came back from commercial break. He's doing the same thing. Tell him the Big Shot's looking for him.
All right, so our next match is for the Hardcore Championship. We have the Big Boss Man taking on the Road Dogg. And the crowd is hot for the Road Dogg. Hold on, quick question, John.
Yes,
Mr.
that
Ass
was a
at the
Confederate symbol on his tattoo.
Yes. Mr. Ass at the time, he was a heel? He wasn't with DX anymore? Like, what was going on?
Billy Gunn had already won the 1999 King of the Ring.
So he was Billy Gunn, the one?
No, he was just Mr. Ass. I'm an ass man.
Okay, so he wasn't the one just yet? That was like, what, 2001?
He was not a Diet Cola yet, no.
Okay. Hey,
he was done with DX at this moment?
What?
No, they kicked him out.
Oh, Billy got kicked out?
Yeah, I remember him having a segment where he's talking to Triple H and all of them said, I'm better than all you guys here. They're like, oh yeah? Whooped his ass. Excommunicado.
Well, that's why he's working for that pissant ant company now.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right. So this Hardcore Championship match, the Road Dogg gets a chair. He gets hit by the chair. Boss Man puts him through a table, and Al Snow comes out with a dog crate with what's the name? Peppy? What's the name of the dog?
Pepper.
Pepper?
Something
with a P.
Lemon pepper.
Well, basically, Al Snow hit him with the crate. Road Dogg with the win. It was literally like a minute-long match.
Hardcore match?
Yep.
Yeah.
For the title. When do we get that Hell in a Cell kennel match?
The next month?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I never seen that.
And then we would all be unforgiven.
Yeah. If you want to watch that, Dom, have fun.
I just wonder if this led to a SummerSlam match with a triple threat on the hardcore title on the line.
I'm not looking.
I'm not looking. As for Big Boss Man, just looking to come out and, he'd pass away in, 04, I think, and, but it looked all right.
Yeah, it was over a minute match. He did the part.
Yeah.
All right, so after this, we see the Big Show walking backstage, then we see The Rock walking backstage. Your next match is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, The Rock, taking on the Big Show. This is the third time we are seeing The Rock, and the crowd is hot for The Rock again. The Big Show, he's looking pretty massive at this time. This is when he just got the black trunks on. And The Rock, he was laying the smackdown on this match. Big Show finally countered. Next, Hardcore Holly came out of nowhere and distracted the Big Show. And The Rock low blows him. He's getting ready for the People's Elbow. Next, Chris Jericho, he attacks The Rock, and The Rock wins by DQ. Then all of a sudden, Mr. Ass comes out of nowhere and attacks The Rock. There's a lot of going on in this damn show, I tell you. I was loving it. It was like you couldn't sneeze, nothing like that, because you would miss something. You had to put it back on rewind.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like we have a match with The Rock, and the Big Show. Let's shove Hardcore Holly and Jericho into it just for 1 second, please. 1 second.
Oh, and sprinkle a little Billy Gunn.
All right, now I gotta look. Hold on. I gotta look. See what happened. SummerSlam
99 from the Target Center. When Bobby Gaines and I went to the Mall of America, and we only went to the Mall of America. I mean, I don't know. We didn't go downtown or anything like that. I didn't know what it looked like, and I was like, "Where the hell would the Target Center be?" Or, hey, I don't know. Too bad.
All right. So SummerSlam is like 2 weeks away from this, and the first match you have Jeff Jarrett going against D'Lo. Makes sense. You have the Acolytes. Oh, the tag team turmoil match for the #1 contendership. Acolytes, they beat the Holly Cousins. Al Snow versus the Big Boss Man in just regular hardcore match. Ivory versus Tori. Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman. Test and Shane in a Greenwich Street fight. The Unholy Alliance, Big Show and Undertaker. They win the tag titles against Kane and X-Pac. The Rock beat Billy Gunn. And Mankind beat Stone Cold and Triple H.
Now I'll put the butts in seats.
Where the hell he come from?
What the hell?
To the consequences do Mexico.
Where the hell Mankind come from? Yeah, he was even on this damn show.
Mick beat Austin, you said?
Yeah, he beat him and Triple H.
Wow.
All right. Main event time. We get Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary. So it's going to be Triple H taking on Chyna versus The Undertaker, and the winner will face Stone Cold at SummerSlam. And Shawn Michaels is your guest referee right now. And everybody's in the ring. Triple H gets right into Chyna's face, but she's not backing down. Next, you know, Undertaker gets in Triple H's face. Chyna pushes Triple H and get in Undertaker's face. Undertaker just straight mushed her. And she fell down to the ground. Next, you know, Triple H and Undertaker, they start going at it. And then Chyna tries to get involved again. Then Undertaker just clocks her and she falls over the top rope. So she's out. And, yeah, these guys are still going at it. But Chyna low-blowed Undertaker. She low-blowed Undertaker. Then she punched Triple H. Then she low-blowed him. And next, you know, Chyna get a little bit of offense. But nothing really happened after that. Then Undertaker, he's like pissed off. And then he grabs her by the neck. About to choke slam her ass to the damn ring. And he just gently placed her down on the ring. That was the safest choke slam ever. All that impact going up, but going down is weak.
I gotta give him props for that, though. He knew who he had in his hands, and he wasn't trying to, you know, go backstage and be like, oh, well, I hurt Chyna.
That's what Jericho got in trouble for.
I know.
Yeah, so all right. So after this, Austin, he's back from the hospital. JR said hospital, not no medical facility. Austin is back. He grabs a steel chair. He cracks Triple H with the chair. He threw Chyna on top of Triple H. And Undertaker just standing in the ring. Like, what the hell's going on? Next thing you know, Michaels counts the 1, 2, 3, and Chyna is your winner. And Undertaker's in the ring pissed. So Chyna is your number one contender for SummerSlam against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yep, I remember that.
John, what do you think about that match? That main event?
It's a wild time, man.
It was.
You know, you guys are remarking over Mick Foley winning the title. It's like, that's exactly what they were thinking every single week on Raw. Something new and crazy was going to go down. You know, how do you go from, you know, Chyna being the number one contender to not even being in the match, to Mick Foley being in the match, you know, and
bro,
you have to watch.
Trying to put butts in the seats, bro.
You got to put. You got a couple more weeks of Monday Night Raw to get through to get to SummerSlam.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it was. They had a lot of spots in the match, and of course I do remember the very soft choke slam. I didn't think it was that soft, but it was softer than if it was X-Pac.
Look how he picked her up, and then look how he just placed her down. It was.
Could have
been a lover, not a fighter.
Could have been a lot worse. It could have been like Gerald Briscoe hitting freaking Stone Cold with the chair. Just,
Are we talking about the Hogan chair shot?
that's the worst thing ever.
Everybody gets one.
Oh, here you get
Hogan never hurt anyone, brother.
He was the safest worker ever, brother.
That's right.
He's the one that be hurting people.
Oof. You had to go
John,
there.
does the show matter? Yes or no?
This episode of Monday Night Raw definitely does matter. I mean, it's pinned up by The Rock and Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's debut segment. Chris Jericho would, you know, I've had a long up and down road with Mr. Jericho, and but he's an absolute legend in the business, and he still produces today. And this was his moment. This was his debut in the big leagues. No pissant companies allowed here, brother. And but sometimes the world. Anyway, it was a very good episode of Monday Night Raw, and it was an important one. Lots of things happened on it, and it was a very exciting, dynamic show. that you can't keep your eyes off of.
Seriously. Gotta tune in.
So now I can't wait to hear about this Monday Nitro, baby.
Yes. But before we get there, Abel, we got a new crate?
Yes, I do.
All right, you want to open that up right quick before we get into Nitro?
Yeah, let's go check this out, baby. Let's check it out. Let's see what came in the mail.
That's right. 45 minutes into the show. Just finished reviewing Monday Night Raw. Now we're going to open this Pro Wrestling Crate. Can you believe it?
All right, the crate of this month, this bi-monthly crate.
No judgment here.
Basically like the hardcore guys. All right, so let's
Mankind.
see
He's hardcore.
right now. All right, so the first thing on our item, we have a rated R Superstar pin.
Is he hardcore?
Yeah.
Not his ankles.
That looks like the Misfits. The Misfits logo. Ow.
Hey, if you're drinking beer in Canada, make sure you do it legally, or the Mountie will get you.
Oh, man.
All right.
Who painted that package white?
The Mountie, always good headline.
Okay, what do we have here? Oh, I have another micro brawler. We haven't seen him in AEW in a while, but he is one of the hottest young stars. We got Pretty Ricky Starks.
There goes Young Rock on NBC.
Yes.
Soon to be in WWE.
Hope not, but yeah. Ooh. I have a DVD, Ring of Honor Reloaded Tour.
Like you said, this is a hardcore bundle.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
The ACH.
Moose.
Yep, ACH, Moose, Cole.
Jordan Miles.
Very toothy. So toothy.
You got that shirt?
Yeah.
Which one?
The Jordan Miles shirt.
No.
That'd be funny if it was in the box right now. That's hardcore.
Hell no. We have a Cesaro
At least
comic book.
Ooh. Coffee.
That's new. Never saw that.
Power thirst.
Dope.
Let's see. What do we have for autographs?
At least Leo Rush came back. ACH.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, Dana.
Ash by Elegance.
That's ass by elegance.
But I have Penta. Cero Miedo.
Don't you have that?
I don't think so. Not this one.
You know, because he's not legally allowed to use his name everywhere he goes, I don't know, on a show this weekend, they just called him as, here comes the Lucha Brother.
Are you serious? He's legally not allowed to use his actual wrestling name now?
Some places, yeah.
Oh, what the F?
But you know who it is, though, right?
Yeah. Rey Phoenix.
Lucha Brother, the King.
Okay, what do we have here for t-shirts?
I hope it's not black.
The cool ones are black.
Yes.
Not if you're wearing it in the heat.
Have a nice day.
Oh.
Oh, John likes that
Could have
one.
used that a month ago. Have a nice day. Wow. It's a nice shirt.
And the last t-shirt,
Another black shirt.
John Moxley.
Ew, I don't want to eat off that.
You said you sick?
Yeah,
Pandemic era champion, y'all.
that's why you're sick.
You.
And that concludes the Pro Wrestling Crate
Right.
of the bi-month.
All right, folks, that has been your 5-minute Pro Wrestling Crate break of the show. And now we're going to get back to our head-to-head edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast.
Spoiler alert, next box is going to have masks and paint.
Halloween edition again.
Probably.
More.
Just in time for Halloween, too.
I don't see no Dogging the Clown in it. None.
All right. We're going to
Oh.
take it to... Uh-oh, what you got?
Hold the phone.
One of them is going to be a Ninja Turtle wrestler.
It's that Ninja Turtle wrestler from the WWF back in the 90s.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They were called Los Galapagos.
Let's go up.
Taco Tuesday.
Happy hour every now and again.
All right. Nitro side. Abel got his WCW shirt on. So we see a video package of Mona. Abel, who's Mona?
Oh,
She is Molly Holly.
There
One
you
of the
go.
most inspirational, probably the sweetest people of all of wrestling. If people don't know who she is, she's the reason why Beth Phoenix is even in our TV screens, and probably a couple other females. So if anybody's thinking Beth Phoenix for her career, you might as well think Mona, aka Molly Holly, because that woman is the reason why we got a chance to see Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
She paid for her to get into wrestling school, and we got a Hall of Famer because of her. So thank you.
Better. WrestleMania access. All right, so we see Molly Holly Mona. She's begging for her job, but Macho Man said, "You are still fired." And we see Dennis Rodman come out, and Mona low blows Savage. And we also see Rick Steiner and Sting taking out, or Rick Steiner and Psycho Sid Vicious taking out Sting. And Rick Steiner, he's out of control. And Hogan, they show with the weakest chair shot on Rick Steiner. And Sid, then Nash powerbombs Hogan through a table.
Yep.
That's their opening package right there. And they had some Nitro theme song I never even heard of before.
Me neither.
I was so confused. Well, all right. So they are in Boise, Idaho. Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain Heenan. It's a 3-hour show. So your opening match, John's boy, Norman Smiley, and Prince Iaukea and Lash LaRue taking on the Insane Clown Posse, Vampiro, with Raven, and they are known as the Deadpool. No pun intended. But this opening match, I was so confused on who the baby faces were.
the fans.
I didn't know who the baby faces were either.
Because the fans, they were chanting ICP.
Yeah, people don't realize ICP was a very popular group back in the day. I don't know how popular they are now, but back in the day, the Juggalos were getting out there and they were, yeah.
Question for y'all. I remember for the PlayStation 2, there was a backyard wrestling game. That was them, right?
Yep. I think they were part of it. Or they were probably like an unlockable character. I know they were in a wrestling game somewhere. I just don't remember which one it was.
Don't try this at home. That was one of them. I don't know if that was the one, but that was one of them, and I only got it because back in the day, Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling podcast was the premier podcast to be on, and now it's the It Doesn't Matter podcast. But before, Colt Cabana would have on M-Dog, Matt Cross, former Tough Enough alumni, Ring of Honor superstar, and he was on the cover of that backyard Don't Try This at Home wrestling video game and corresponding VHS tape series at FYE. So I did buy it. I don't think I ever played it, but I bought it right after that interview on eBay. That's back when everything was cheap on eBay. You could buy a PS2 game for $2.98 plus $4.99 shipping. That was a deal. Not anymore, brother.
Hell no.
Nowadays, people just send you random shit for no reason at all. Anyway.
I was about to say, shout out to one of our loyal fans. We're not going to say your name.
Because you don't know who he is.
Some Goldberg care package.
Well, he might be listening to this show, you son of a bitch.
Shout out to him and send him some DVDs like Brokeback Mountain.
The strap has a couple of words for you. Hawk, twa. Wait, no, hold on. Listen. No.
Oh, Lord. Yes. All right, so back to this match. Like I said, I was confused who the heels and the baby faces were. But when Norman Smiley got in the ring, the fans were loving him. He was slamming everybody, and he was hitting everybody with the big wiggle. And the fans were just loving that. I know I loved it at the time. screaming Norman Smiley. But the finish of the match, we see the ICP and Vampiro win with the moonsault. And Norman Smiley, he could have broke up the pin. He was just standing there just looking.
I saw that.
The crowd was definitely into the match. What do you think about the match, Platino?
Oh, it was better than what I thought. At first, I'm like, what the hell is ICP doing here? And then I remember they actually trained a little bit, and they weren't just fans. They actually trained, and they actually did pretty well compared to some fans that or celebrities that come in and it's just like, you just don't fit. You just come in here for a spot and that's it. These guys actually trained. They put in the work, and they actually made a decent match out of all this. Like, I wasn't expecting all that, especially the moonsault. That's still a very dangerous move, no matter what anyone tells you. It's not something anyone can do just automatically. You definitely got to practice that. But it was a good back and forth. Like you said, the crowd couldn't tell who was the babyface and who was the heels, but in the end, ICP with Vampiro win, and Deadpool with all three win.
John, what do you think from what you just heard? I know you didn't watch Nitro, but what's your thoughts on this opening match?
Well, it sounds like a decent opener for Monday Nitro. ICP teaming up with Vampiro, that was... There are no heels and faces, so I would say Norman Smiley was the heel. Was the face, and but the Deadpool, if you were, they were baby faces as well. So it was just one of those kind of matches. They were not the same kind of baby face, not at all, but they could still have a match together. And like I said, I think the crowd was. I don't know because I didn't watch the show, but I would imagine the crowd was very pleased with this being the opening match. So sounds good.
Yeah,
let's keep it going.
All right. So after this, they show some collectible TV guide covers, which you can find on eBay, featuring 4 stars of Kevin Nash, Kimberly Page, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Sting. John, you got one of them TV guides?
I don't think I had any one of those. I might have the WWF ones with Stone Cold and Sable and The Rock and Chyna. I could be making those up, but those are probably the right ones on the TV guide. Let me look.
Definitely the Stone Cold. That's the correct one. I know that.
I'm gonna fucking look this up right now.
I would say we can tell the people
what a TV guide is.
But our demo, they're our age. They know what TV guide is.
Here's I see it right here. It's Mankind, Sable, The Rock, and Stone Cold.
Huh?
But that was one set. They had another set that I can't zoom in on. But one of them had a hot photo of some lady, I'm sure of.
That black chick with Ryan Shamrock.
No, it was like a patriotic version. It had Mankind, The Rock, Triple H, and Chyna.
Okay.
Because she had the big bazongas.
All right. So speaking of bazonkas, the Nitro girls on the ring getting the crowd all hyped up.
Ow, ow, ow.
Then ow. That's all we kept hearing. And after this,
AEW, steal from WCW. Get some AEW girls.
There you have some.
They do.
I know.
All right, so we see the Revolution, which is Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, Perry Saturn, and Shane Douglas talking to Dusty Rhodes, and they want to know if there's going to be any changes in the company. Dusty said there will be some changes, there will be some opportunities. And then
but if you fail, you on your own, boy.
Basically.
Opportunities.
Yeah, so after this, we see David Flair walk in with Tori Wilson talking shit. And out of nowhere, Benoit just put him in the crossface. Like he grabbed his arm, just put him in the crossface.
Yep.
Then Dusty announced that David Flair, that is, will defend his United States Championship tonight against Chris Benoit.
Yep.
So our next match, we have Public Enemy, John's tag team, taking on the West Texas Rednecks of Kurt Hennig and Barry Windham.
Dom's favorite team. Because he thinks rap is crap.
It's just crazy just seeing Mr. Perfect, who was like a top star, and Barry Windham, who's like a top star, going against Public Enemy. Like, this is where
right now. You got a former NWA champion and a former AWA champion, a former Intercontinental champion, and the Wyatt's uncle, basically.
Yeah.
it's crazy seeing where their careers were years ago and then where they're at now. It's like a 180. You wasn't expecting that, but as you get older, obviously you're not always going to be in Hall of Fame, a wrestler like you were at that time. I mean, at least at this time, because compared to guys like John Cena, Rock, who just main eventers for like their whole career, basically, it's crazy just looking at that.
I tell you what's weird to see is to see someone like Ric Flair and Arn Anderson taking on Harlem Heat in 1994.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't seem right. They don't seem like they match up, but they do. And that's fine.
So I don't my notes. I don't have the finish of this match. My last thing for this match, it says Rocco Rock put Barry Windham through a table.
Yeah, Rocco Rock put Barry Windham through a table, and then I think it was one of the West Texas members. They did like they hit. Who did they hit?
You can tell this is one of the matches I wasn't really tuned into because my notes don't say. Like, I was disappointed.
He hit Grunge in the back of the head with I think the Halliburton or something. I forget what it was, and then Perfect came with the win. Right. That's what it was. It was a lot of stuff going on. So
that's funny you say that because we see another Halliburton later on in the match or later on in the night.
I probably confused it with something else, but
so whatever. This match doesn't matter, but the fans, they're into the show so far. The fans are hyped right now.
Yeah.
So we get our first women's match of the night. Hell, we didn't even get no women's match on Raw, but this match right here, we get Little Genie taking on Mona. John, who's Little Genie?
I'm scared to ask that.
You know, I don't know. And I don't think I want to know. Is she hotter than Mona or not?
No.
Then I don't want to know, and I don't care.
Mona was looking real good in this match.
She sure is.
Blue, like prom dress, whatever. I don't know
yeah.
If you want to call it. But she looked impressive. She got the win. And then Brandy Alexander comes in, tries to attack her, but Mona clotheslined her right out the ring. Now, who is Brandy Alexander?
She hotter than Mona?
No.
Then I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Oh, Lord. Any thoughts on this match right here?
I was actually shocked because I'm not used to seeing women wrestle at this time. I mean, like I said, you usually see the cat fights and the dumb stuff that goes on, and then WCW showing that women can wrestle and Mona being one of those females. Another testament why Beth ended up being a Hall of Famer, and she's a Hall of Famer as well. So even though she was gorgeous and she was my Miss Madness as far as I can tell, but a girl that can wrestle and is gorgeous like that, she does matter.
Yes. All right, so John, we got a backstage segment. I want you to visualize this. All right. We see a little Nick Hogan run into the locker room with his Ash Ketchum hat on backwards.
I saw that.
Say, hey, Dad, it's time for your interview. But you didn't wear the stuff that I packed you. He shows them the red and yellow outfit.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan, for the fans that don't know.
And Hogan's wearing the black and white.
Hogan got the black and white. The
NWO
tie-dye black and white. It's just dope. I like this. Black and white outfit he got on. He's like, oh, I gotta go. It's time for my interview. I'm running late. So next thing, Hogan's running towards the ring entrance, and you see him like somewhere close to Gorilla, and then he just starts doing like the Hindu squats.
Yeah. Yep.
He starts doing the Hindu squats, and next thing you know, fucking Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash is right behind the curtain and just fucking clocks him. Oh my God. They just blindside him, and Steiner and Sid joins in. They beat him in the ring, and next thing you know, Sting and Goldberg comes out, and they just the bad guy just rolled out the ring. That was it. Oh man, that was funny.
John's not gonna recover from that. The Hindu squats.
That's why I text you. I'm like, yo, you gotta watch this shit.
It's classic Hogan, man. It's just like when he enters the ring for a match in one of two ways. One, he gets in the ring and he shows off his strength and he rips his T-shirt and it's all professional and Hogan mano e mano, right? The second one, he's just like, I just gotta get in there under the bottom rope. 5 minutes. Heat, and then he hulks up. So stupid.
Yeah.
And so corny. So Hogan, you gotta get ready for your match, Dad. All right. A bunch of horse shit. Oh, man.
All right, so the bad guys outside of the ring got Hogan, Sting, and Goldberg in the ring. Hogan gets on the microphone and said that he will put his career and belt on the line at Sturgis against Kevin Nash. But tonight, that he wants a 6-man tag, and the heels accept. So that's going to be your main event. You're going to have Rick Steiner, Kevin Nash, and Sid Vicious take on Sting, Goldberg, and
Hollywood Hogan.
But Sting said if they win tonight, for Nash to put his career on the line. And Goldberg said, Steiner, come Sturgis, you put your ass on the line. And they all accept. So, yeah. Interesting. And I have a question. After watching this, why didn't we see Rick Steiner in WWE after they got bought out?
He didn't want to join. He said he felt that they wouldn't know what to do with them over there anyway, so probably right. Look what they did with Scotty.
I feel like this version of Rick Steiner right here, the DFG, the dog-faced gremlin, the badass, it could have worked. This character.
It's hard to say because, maybe in the early 90s, it probably could have got away with it, but
no,
I don't know.
Early 90s, he had the big poofy goatee. I'm talking about this badass Steiner.
I know. In the early 90s, that might have worked, but this during this era when WWF was trying to go more realistic, they didn't want that. They wanted more. They had a character or two, but they wanted the real guys. So it could have worked, but the way Vince is, if he didn't create it, it's dog shit.
This would have been perfect.
I can only be affected by the dirt sheets I was reading at the time, which is basically only Wade Keller at the Pro Wrestling Torch. And that's just a Rick Steiner had a reputation for just being lazy. He wasn't a very good, he just wasn't trying that hard. He was living off his reputation because the Steiner brothers have an incredible reputation as, shooters and great athletes. But compared to the early 90s work of a Rick Steiner of a certain level or the late 80s work rate of a Rick Steiner, he's just phoning it in by this time of his career. And what would Rick Steiner do? He's close to retirement. I mean, do wrestlers ever really retire? No. But
he did.
He wasn't trying to make a new legacy in TNA like Jeff Jarrett was. Huh?
Did he go to TNA?
I mean, he was there for spots at a time, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't wrestling weekly.
He didn't really stay that long to make an impact.
No pun
intended.
Make up your mind, guys.
It was for me. Pun intended.
All right, no, I was just wondering. I'm like, damn, I like this version of him right here. Just didn't know what happened.
It was cringeworthy to me. I didn't really like it. So wasn't over. All right, wasn't over for me, brother.
All right. Well,
unlike this volleyball tournament at the Paris Olympics.
All right, this next match is for United States Championship. We have Chris Benoit taking on David Flair with Tori Wilson in Asia. And man, Tori is looking fine. And John, yes, she looks better than Mona.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John, you got to see her hat.
See the back of the hat.
Bobby Brain Heenan said, oh my God, she got a nice hat. Every single time they zoomed in or turned around.
John, you got to see the back of the hat. Oh my God. It matched. It just...
Her outfit had cherries on it. Yes. All right, so Charles Robinson, Little Nate, he's trying to be the referee for the match, but senior official Nick Patrick said, nope, it's his time, so you get out of here. Ric Flair, he was the president before Dusty Rhodes took over, and he authorized that Lil Nate will be the ref for David Flair's matches at all times. It's a new regime. It's a Dusty era. That shit ain't happening here tonight, player. So here we go. Benoit whooped that ass.
That wasn't even right.
He was toying with him.
That was not even right.
He was toying with him.
Jesus.
It got to the point when David tried to escape. The Revolution came out and brought him back into the ring. And then Chris Kane comes out of nowhere. He tried to interfere, but the Revolution, they cut him off. They take him out. And Benoit didn't even beat him with the crossface. Benoit beat him with the diving headbutt.
Yep.
There you go.
Benoit's your new champion.
He's your new United States champion. And after this, DDP comes out and he hits Benoit with like this modified rock bottom. It was like,
yeah.
And he said that he wants his title and he'll meet him at Sturgis and keep that belt shiny. That was basically it. Did we watch the whole thing, that Fall Brawl or Road Wild? Or did we just do certain clips? That was the whole thing?
Well, actually,
we watched the whole show live.
Yeah, we did watch the whole show.
Old school style. This ain't on tape, brother. It's an audio only exclusive show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, it was good. Like they was hyping this show up. Hard body, Harris. All right. So after this, we get Mean Gene Okerlund in the ring, and he announces Macho Man and Gorgeous George, but Gorgeous George does not show up. Macho Man said he's going to beat Robin's ass at Sturgis, and then after that, George will return. And, yeah, that's basically it. But
I was, for one of the Macho Man promos, it was intense like always, but I felt like it was a waste.
It was flat, yeah.
I was like, you could have done this backstage. You didn't need all this. So it was a wasted segment for me. That segment didn't matter.
Our next match, it kind of mattered. We have a tag team match. We have Dave Taylor and Gentleman Chris Adams. Abel, who's Gentleman Chris Adams?
He is the trainer for one and the only Stone Cold! Stone Cold! And he is actually the inventor of the super kick.
Yes. And they take on Rey Mysterio with no mask and Eddie Guerrero. Rey Mysterio had the baldy and he had the convict suit, the Averex suit.
Yeah.
Averex was a thing back in the day, back at that time.
Yo, that crowd was live for those two.
Right. Yeah. They loved them too.
The commentary said it perfectly that Rey Mysterio took that cruiserweight title to heights that they probably never would have gone to. Rey Mysterio really was the leader of that cruiserweight division, but not only was he the leader of that, he was a star. He really was. He was already a made man. And thanks to Kevin Nash, of all people, he's the one that helped them get there too. So when that mask came off, he was like, I'll face you. And he made him look like a giant, basically. So shout out to Kevin Nash. As much as he's not one of my favorites from the It Doesn't Matter podcast, he did his thing. He got the guy over, even though he didn't go over. And Rey Mysterio, proof of the pudding, he's still over to this day. Maybe not to that level right now, but that crowd was live for anything he did.
Yep. They were going hot for Rey and Eddie. And the finish of the match, Rey hit Chris Adams with the Hurricanrana.
Yep.
Eddie got on the top rope, frog splash, 1, 2, 3.
Man, Eddie could cover some distance, man. What?
Oh yeah, Eddie has some range.
I'm like, there's no way he's gonna make that. I'm like, he cleared it, no problem.
But if you guys want to know more about Chris Adams, check him out on Dark Side of the Ring. It was a very fascinating story.
I'm gonna have to one of these days whenever I get a free chance.
He was like, once he drinks after the show, he's like a whole different person.
Oh, yeah.
Like
never good.
Somebody. Nah, he was a completely different person. He said he was a gentleman in the ring, but outside the ring, he's a piece of shit. So.
Sad, man. It always seems like that too. Is all the guys that seem like they're the good guys are the biggest dickheads backstage, and then the greatest heels are the nicest guys that will do just about anything for you. So MJF, we know who you are. He's about to cuss me out right now.
That's your new United States champion right there.
Hey, the only championship that matters.
That's it. All right, but after the match, the ICP and Vampiro comes out and they take out Ray and Eddie. Then Kidman comes out and makes the save. And yeah, it's just crazy. Kidman starting getting that push now too in 1999.
He was another one. I think Hogan helped him propel to new heights too.
Yep.
And then the fucker got Victoria. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Crazy, because 2 years before that, in 1997, he needed a haircut and he had fleas. He's always itchy.
It's Sick Boy, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was Sick Boy. Yep.
Ugh.
It wasn't Sick Boy?
Sick Boy was his own good dude, and Kidman had the Shooting Star Press was called the 7-year itch.
Oh my God.
And history will have you mistaken. That Hulk Hogan feud did nothing for Billy Kidman. Did nothing for anyone, really. It was just a facade. Hogan pretending to push a younger talent by letting Kidman get disqualification wins. Good for you, brother. But
he was over with me, so it worked.
Kidman had lots of potential, but I don't think he lived up to a lot of it.
No, I agree with you on that. He didn't get to where he probably could have. Who knows what could have stopped it.
Steroids.
Yeah.
He started juicing up. He was a big fat boy by the time 2004 rolled around, and he just wasn't the same. You know, he tried to go on the same juice cycle that Benoit and Eddie went on, but it just didn't work for him. You know, because they went from really, really skinny guys to really, really bulky guys on SmackDown.
That's true. I did notice that.
So, Platinum, what do you think about the show so far?
I like it. I mean, it's got some misses in here. I mean, just like baseball, you and me are big fans of baseball. You can have some swings and you can have some misses, but you got some good doubles in here, a couple triples. You haven't hit that home run yet, but you can see a no-doubter down the road.
They're booking just like WWF on the other side. A lot of short matches, a lot of backstage segments, guys making multiple appearances because our next match, we have Billy Kidman.
Yes.
And he ended the match, the last match with Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, but he went backstage and came back out, had an entrance and everything, and he goes against Disco Inferno. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
He just didn't stay in the ring for that one.
That's what I said.
Whatever. It is what it is. But Kidman started off the match real hot. Disco countered, and he threw Kidman over the top rope. Like, he launched his ass over the top rope. And I was a fan of Disco. Disco had the look. He had some nice hair. But he just showboat too damn much in this damn match. Well, every single time we watch a Disco match, he's just showboating too much. That's his issue.
Well, he could have been world champion, if he'll tell you.
Well, you can say that, but...
Not me.
Not with us.
Yeah, never that.
That TV title is fine for him. That was it.
That's about it. He's not even good enough for the U.S.
Yeah, but it was a good match. But then Vampiro and the ICP and Raven interfered, the Deadpool. And then after that, Disco, he helped Kidman. He helped Kidman out. And then Ray and Eddie came out to save the day. And after that, Ray tried to embrace Disco with a hug, but he just walked away. Like, what the hell? Like, you want to be down. And then you just shoot him down. I don't know.
Because Conan wasn't there, so he can't keep it 100.
Yeah, you're right. All right, this next match, we got John's favorite boy, Buff Bagwell, taking on Scott Norton. Scott Norton at this time, he's still sporting the NWO gear.
That motherfucker, huge.
I don't even know who was in the NWO at this time in 1999 in August. Do you know, John?
It doesn't matter.
The likes of Stevie Ray, Vincent, Horace Hogan, and Brian Adams.
I think Stevie Ray had left.
Stevie Ray was gone.
Yeah. So the NWO was practically disbanded, basically.
Yep.
Again.
All right. So this match, Buff was the heater. He started taking out Norton. I don't know. Scott Norton didn't seem like the same Norton he was back in like Hot and Flash or Flash and Ice or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh, Ice, yeah.
Ice Train and
Ice, yeah, Ice and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, flashbacks, but whatever you want to call it. But he wasn't the same.
Yeah, I noticed that in the match. I'm like, he seems like he's just going through the motions, and he's just like, all right, get this over with. I'm done for the night.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't even fit in. But Scott turned the match around when he hit him with a big ass shoulder breaker. And all of a sudden, we see the Cat and Sonny Ono in the entranceway, and then the Cat putting on his red shoes. And for some reason, I don't know, the finish of the match, Buff was getting ready to pin, and then Sonny Ono, or no, the Cat pulled the ref's leg.
Yep.
And then Sonny Ono hit Buff with the briefcase. And then Scott Norton gets pissed off and clothesline the Cat.
Yep. He goes for the cover.
Blockbuster on Sonny Ono.
Yeah, because Sonny comes back in the ring. It's just chaos everywhere.
The match. It was just too much going on right there. I'm like, wait, what the hell is going on?
You have 3 segments back to back to back with interference, and it's just, can you tone it down a little? Just let a little mano happen. But like you said, Crash TV, they wanted to get everybody in there. They want to keep your attention, but stuff like that makes you want to just go for a pee break.
Yeah, but at least WWF had Crash booking, but they have finishes to their matches.
Yeah.
They keep ending like this. Like the fans are still into it, whatever. But
you're not gonna keep fans if you're not getting any finishes. That's in my opinion.
You see what happened 2 years later. All right, so our next match. Don't forget, it's a 3-hour show. We have Kanyon, who's
better than Kanyon?
Tag Team Champion for Bam Bam Bigelow. Nobody. And he's with Bam Bam and DDP, and he's taking on Booker T with Stevie Ray. And then DDP gets on the mic and said that Benoit better shine the belt up because he's going to take it at sturdy. Said it again, basically. And then who's better than Kanyon? Nobody. Then DDP gets on the mic talking shit about Harlem Heat's mother. I'm like, you don't talk about the black man's mother.
You don't talk about anybody's mother.
Oh, that too. And then after this, Bam Bam and DDP get kicked out, get sent to the back. Stevie Ray still on the outside, and Booker was whooping that ass. Then the Triad came out, the Jersey Triad, and they beat up Stevie Ray, which distracts Booker. And the ref is out on the ground, and DDP throws the tag title into the ring. Kanyon hits Booker with the belt, followed by the flatline, and he gets the win.
Yep.
There you go. So we finally get a finish of a match, and yeah. What do you think about that match?
It was better than what I thought it was going to be because I'm thinking, all right, it's going to be another bunch of guys interfering all over the place, and it's just going to distract me from the match. But Kanyon, he really is the innovator of offense, man. That guy can just do so many different things. It's crazy. Who knows what would have happened if he didn't unalive himself, and he could have been a trainer for some of these newer guys, maybe just put some of these matches and done something better, made a new move for like Will Ospreay to use because it just seems like he's always taking something or doing something. I'm like, there's no way he could have done that. Maybe Kenny could have done that. But a good match, and I love Booker T, man. He really was starting to come into his own, and you can start seeing that singles run was coming, and he was close to being that world champion that I always wanted to see him be. So it mattered.
Yeah, definitely. John, what you thinking so far? Are you intrigued?
Well, it's kind of up and down. Of course, nothing can encompass Hulk Hogan doing Hindu squats.
That's going to be the bulk of the show for you.
WCW at this point in time, 1999, they were trying a lot of things. Yeah. And I still think they were not out of they were still a contender at this time. They could still have a fighting chance in the Monday Night Wars, but they were just throwing everything out there, kind of like Raw was. They're throwing everything they had out, It's just to keep the fans and the interest level, and so is WCW, except for maybe for WCW, some of it wasn't as effective. Especially whenever, at this point in Hogan's career, you start Hulkamania in 1983, 84. Well, this is 15 years of going back to the well, the red and yellow well. I wouldn't drink that water if I were you. So, but that's still coming up here on Nitro.
Yes. All right, so we get another Mean Gene interview, and this time he's with Dennis the Worm Rodman, and Rodman gets on the microphone and said after he beats Savage, he's going to make Gorgeous George his bitch. And Savage come down to the ring all hot and intense, and he's ready to kick Rodman's ass, but security holds him back. And we know how that match plays out. We watch Road Wild 1999. But here we go. Main event time. We have Sid Vicious, Rick Steiner, the DFG, and Kevin Nash taking on Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, and Sting. And another reason why I texted John, I was like, what fucking theme song did Goldberg have?
Yeah, was that dubbed in, or what the hell was that?
Oh.
It sounded like a rock concert. I don't know what the hell
Okay.
it was.
So, Don did text me that. I didn't really get the context, but I'm kind of getting a little bit of it now. And so on occasion, over the years, WWE would do lots of things with their huge video library. They would put it on their own network service called WWF 24/7 before there was a streaming platform known as the WWE Network. And they would have to dub over anything that said WWF, World Wrestling Federation. They couldn't say things like that. They had licensing issues with lots of songs. They would release things on DVD internationally, would have to change music. So what I thought Don was talking about was Goldberg's music. His WCW music never changed his whole time in WCW. It changed in the WWE, and at times WWE would just replace WCW Goldberg's music with the WWE version. I mean, they were close enough that unless you knew, you didn't know. As for what was going on tonight's show, it did remind me of this, is that WCW released a CD called WCW Mayhem the Music, which would feature a clip, an actual audio clip of a part of tonight's main event. It wasn't even out yet. So it would actually feature a clip of tonight's main event. And Goldberg, he was out of wrestling for a little bit. But when he came back, WCW, which you would not know this unless you read about it, because you would not learn it even if you watched Monday Nitro and Raw head-to-head week to week, every single week. They used to have musical guests. They had Kiss. They had probably some real country music singer to join the Texas Rednecks. They had
Bobby Duncombe Jr.
They had Megadeth, who sang a version of Goldberg's theme called "Crush 'Em." So they use this Megadeth song called "Crush 'Em" for Goldberg's entrance for a couple of weeks on Nitro. So
that's probably what it was then.
Yeah, if it was not anything sounding like his familiar theme, it was definitely "Crush 'Em." I don't even know how they have the rights to that, and if they didn't, it's them putting a cover of Megadeth's "Crush 'Em" over the music here.
Yeah, because I was listening, I'm like, this is terrible. This is not going to get me hyped for Goldberg.
His entrance don't even match the song. It's like some like rave ecstasy type shit.
I'm like, that's not Goldberg. That is not Goldberg.
Do you have that? Any of you ever have that CD?
Hell no.
No?
No, WCW Mayhem the Music. I got mine at Ames.
I gotta look that up. I wonder if it's on Apple Music.
It's great. I love that CD. I mean, the only thing that disappointed me about that CD was that it did not do full entrance theme music. They give you clips, because they didn't have the rights. They don't have the rights to DDP's original music because that's purely Nirvana. You know? But
you said WCW Mayhem?
And it comes with two. You can either buy one with a Sting cover or a Goldberg cover. They were identical inside, and I believe I got the Goldberg one. So
no, they ain't got it on Apple.
It's a fun CD. I enjoyed it very much.
All right. Well, like I said, main event time. Hogan, he comes out, but we hear a different theme song, a song we haven't heard in years.
Rain, is that the old? I think it is. I think it is.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan is back.
He's back. Yes. Yep.
Did you watch? Did you watch this part?
No,
Or you
that's.
remember the part?
This is okay. So I did not know what show this show was, but having even going through the previews of the show, I know exactly which show this is, and I know exactly what main event it is because I've watched it a lot. It's the return of Hulk Hogan, and they took that sound clip, and it's an infamous moment. My friend Tommy the Bull, he knows it like the back of his hand. He listens to it so much. He's like, "Wait, is that the old? I think it is. It cannot be. Hulk Hogan, he's back."
Yep.
That was a pretty good Tony Schiavone, I'm not going to lie.
Yep. Hogan is back. He's got the red and yellow trunks on again. He looks weird because like we've seen Hogan in tights for like the past couple of years now. He's back in the trunks.
Bony Hoagie.
Yep. Boise, Idaho is live, and the
Bony
match starts.
Hoagie.
Hogan's taking everyone out, and Nash just looking confused. He's second guessing himself. Then Goldberg, he finally gets in the ring. He's hot. He's taking out Nash. Sting comes in. He's taking out Sid, and which just reminded me of Road Wild when he went for the the Stinger Splash, and he just moved.
Yeah.
Like, no, we ain't doing this no more. But this match had a lot going on. Everybody was in the ring. But long story short, the finish of the match, Steiner had the chair. He's getting ready to hit Sting, and Goldberg speared the fuck out of him. Hogan takes the chair, hits Nash, then Sting puts him in the Scorpion for the win. A lot of chaos. But this main event, it was good. It was a fun feel for everybody, happy feeling for everybody. The good guys won. Hogan's back to red and yellow. Wow.
He's American made.
Yes.
He's American made.
And that crash booking, that was like maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
That's all you needed.
But
literally. That's all you needed for that.
I enjoyed the main event.
I did too. I was surprised that I was going to enjoy this. Something. All right. Goldberg, he doesn't need to be in there too long. Right there. Hogan just taking over was perfect. He let him. He's the biggest star there. He's gonna take over the crowd. He's gonna control it. He's gonna give everybody what they want. Sting, here and there, he did what he had to do, but it was all about Hogan. And it was the right choice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For me, this show mattered.
It mattered. Yes.
It had an impact.
Both shows mattered. I wonder. Let me see who won the rating that night.
In the head-to-head.
Let's see.
Well, while you're looking that up, the fans that are watching, go watch both shows and you tell us what you thought. What your thoughts on what was the better show, WCW or WWF?
Let's see.
John's like, you know damn well what show was better.
Say something. Anything.
Damn it, John.
If I had to give the show replay value, I'd watch. I mean, I already have. I'd watch the Nitro main event over and over again.
Jesus.
Me too.
Damn. That Raw Raw was a 6.4.
Jeez.
Nitro was a 4.4.
Really? Well.
Yep.
Roman Reigns at his apex couldn't get a 4.4.
Wow.
Just a 4.0. No. That was a Rock.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
You never see numbers like that again, Bubba. Too many options out there on TV land.
I don't think WCW was actively counter-programming the WWF in any way, shape, or form. I think they're just in their mode of trying to put on the most ratings-worthy show they could find, and it didn't seem like they slacked very much. They Definitely thought the Hogan thing would give him a big boost and probably give him enough of one, but not enough of one to beat Monday Night Raw
No,
on this very night.
close. I thought it would have been closer with Hogan making his return, but you never know.
Yep. Both shows mattered. We'd enjoy it. But next week, we're talking about all things Hulk Hogan.
What?
Since that man got a
Wow.
birthday coming up, all things Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
Talk about the good, the bad, the ugly.
The lawsuits, the peeing, no?
Terry Bollea's penis was this big.
Oh,
But Hulk Hogan's. Ah, ah, ah.
All things Hogan next week. Looking forward to that one.
Oh,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. All right, Platino, shut us down.
All right. We got the shutdown cue. Now that we know that we're going against Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. Dom. Oh, man. I'm Papi Platino. I'm here with the notorious one, Dom. And I'm here with Strap Facts John. This is the It Doesn't Matter podcast. And we will see you next week. Because Hogan must pose.